This is a tutorial on how to remove the keyring hole from my back tag embroidery designs. Now, I already have my baseball back tag pulled into Embrilliance Essentials. The first thing I want you to do for me is to go to the stitch simulator that's right here. When you hover over it, it says stitch simulator. You're going to select it. And then it's basically going to show you all the colors that is in the back tag design, and you can do a full playthrough by just dragging this icon going over to the right, and it's going to show you that it's going to do the placement stitch, which tells you where to put your foam and your fabric, the tack down stitch, which is what will hold that foam and fabric in place. Then it's going to do the detail on the inside, the second tack down stitch, which is what will tack down the back fabric, and then you'll have the final satin stitch. So always do a full playthrough so that you can have an understanding of what and where everything is, right? So we're going to go back and we're going to start with the placement stitch. Now, what I want to do is essentially add a stop right before it starts the keyring hole. So we're just going to drag this over until it gets to the final stitch of that outline. Now you can tell right here that it's about to start the keyring hole. We want to add a stop before it does that. So we're going to go all the way back. Well, not all the way back, just select this icon right here until it goes over to the outline. So if you should hit the forward icon, you can see that it's about to go over to the keyring hole. So we're going to go back and we're going to add a stop right there and change the color to something else. So what this does, it's going to change the color for all the remaining stitches in that applique step. So let's find a color and let's change it to blue. Okay, so now if we should go over here and select the plus icon, we're going to have the bright green, which was the original color of our placement stitch. And then we have a separate color now, which is basically the color of the keyring hole. So if you wanted to, you could just hit delete and delete that out. You would have to repeat this step for the 2 tack down stitches as well as for the final satin stitch. So if we should move over to the tack down stitch, right? Remember, we're trying to get to the final stitch, the very last stitch of the outline. So we're going to play it out and we can see that it's about to start the keyring hole. Let's just go back until it goes back to the outline. And then just to be on the safe side, let's hit the forward button to make sure that it's about to move over, and go back again and just add a stop to change that color. So now we can go back over and we have our blue tack down stitch and then the second color for the keyring hole. So you can go ahead and you can just delete that out, right? Let's go in now and do that for the second tack down stitch, which is for our back fabric. Now that's the detail. Let's just pull it forward and go to the blue right here. And you're just going to repeat the step for the second tack down stitch as well. Let's go back, let's add a stop, change the color, and then we can go over here and delete it. Let's do it for the satin stitch now. So let's move it all the way over. Now for the satin stitch, for all my back tags, the keyring hole starts first before the outline, right? So if you should play it out, you're going to see that it does the satin stitch for the keyring hole. And then we want to stop at that very last stitch for the keyring hole. So let's just hit the forward icon. Okay, so we can tell that it's about to go over to start the outline. Let's just go back and we're going to add a stop and change the color. So you can see where the keyring hole is a separate color from the outline, and you can just go back over here to the Object Properties tab and delete that. And now you're just left with a patch.